God. This place has got amazing fucking views. If you can handle the goddamn cold! Alrighty. I mean, I've been saying I'm going to do this. Now I'm doing it. Granted, I'm walking past a fucking busy main road, so there's a lot of fucking traffic. But hey, here I am. First actual little vlog type of deal. Walking and talking with you guys. Whoever the fuck wants to actually listen to me talk. Again, like I said, my first one, this is more for me than anything else. Like a video diary, I guess you could say. Video journaling. So I'm too lazy to write an actual journal. Today, I'm going to actually be talking about some shit that's on my mind. Some things that are on my mind. I may have to change some names if I start talking about very specific events in my life, or thoughts, or shit I'm going through. But here I am. Here we are. We are one. I've been waiting for this night to come. Get out! Sorry, Psycho Circus crept into my mind. It's actually probably almost 2 weeks beyond me recording the first vlog, and then I just did a secondary one, kind of briefly touching on the concept of depression and suicide. Those are, as I said in that video, I've struggled with depression most of my life, if not all of my life. But I'm doing better now. Doing better. A little bit of, kind of embarrassed and ashamed to talk about this, but I'm nothing if not honest. What you see is what you get, and I don't fucking care if you don't like it. But it's been a week. I spent the whole week last week in a behavioral health unit, and I gotta say, it was not the greatest experience I've ever had. You don't really go into that expecting to be going out on some goddamn, hold on, these fucking mountains. God damn, it's beautiful. It's fucking beautiful up here. If you can handle the goddamn cold. I already said that bit, but whatever. Yeah, I'm a disgusting fuck. You're gonna have to deal with me burping, shitting, maybe not shitting, ripping ass. I'm a gassy boy. Spitting, whatever. I'm an uncivilized fucking roamer, vagabond, I'm a mutt. Ooh, a playing card. All right, everybody, pick a card. Okay. You know what you got? You got your card in mind? Did you pick ace? Why did I say ace? I was hoping for an ace of spades, but it's a 4 of clubs. My card was the ace of spades. It's a 4 of clubs. 4 of clubs. And another reason, ace of spades. The ace of spades. Oop, my ring's all skiddly wampus. But I don't know why I've got such. Oh, there's another one. There's a nut laying over here on the side of the road. What we got? All right, let's see. Let's see if I can pull some bullshit magic now. You got a card? Okay, was your card the 9 of hearts? Because it sure as fuck was not mine. I wonder, did somebody just throw a deck of cards out the window or some shit? Or did somebody think they were Gambit and tried to hit somebody with it? That's something I would do. That's something I would do. That's for sure. But going back to my little hospital grippy fuzzy sock vacation, it was not a good experience for me. It's not, it's very embarrassing to admit this, but I'm also not ashamed, to be honest. It's not my first trip. That was my third time going into a psych ward, as you most of you people might call it. But no, it wasn't a very good experience at all. They kind of just left me alone to rot in my room. It would only come and bother me whenever they were A, doing the checks, or B, it was time for some kind of meal. They didn't have me speak to a therapist, nothing. But this is the biggest struggle for me, biggest battle I've had to overcome, is accepting I can't do it all alone. So what they were able to do for me was find the right mixture of meds to help me with my depression, my anxiety. Maybe not so much the anxiety, but definitely the depression. And I'm severely ADHD, if you guys couldn't tell by the way I fucking speak and how my mind is like a squirrel on crack. But meds for that as well. So I've been I've been on them now for about a week and a half now. And I'm starting to notice the effects, the benefits of these meds I'm taking. For one, my biggest problem, as creative as I am, was the fact that I could never focus on one project at a time. I always wanted to do everything all at once, and that's what's slowing me down. It's helped me focus. One bit of that little fuzzy sock vacation was they gave me a notebook. They thought I was journaling, so they gave me a notebook to journal. And I said, oh, I'm not journaling. I'm writing a book. None of them believed me. They're like, oh, that's nice. Oh, well, I got 50 fucking pages done in 2 days. And my CNA nurse, whatever, was kind of just baffled by that. Her jaw dropped, like visibly dropped. And she's like, you wrote all of that in just 2 days? I'm like, yeah. When I got nothing else to do and I can actually sit down and focus, I can get a lot of fucking work done. So I've been spending the last couple of days since I got back home going through and at least trying to type up, transfer over at least a page from what I wrote every day, at the very least. But I've got 18 of those 50 pages transferred from paper to text file, and it's actually 22 pages now. I turned 18 pages into 22 on an actual digital text file, just adding more details and stuff. But I even trimmed out some of the fat of what I wrote in the original, and it still ended up being that much. But I'm working on a book. This one's not going to be a game or a movie. I might make it. After I release the book, I might, after I self-publish, that's what I'm essentially trying to do with this. Once I self-publish that, I might turn it into a game. But the title of this one is Echoes of Eternity. Echoes of Eternity is the name of this book I've been working on. And essentially it's the cornerstone of the universe that I've been developing. It's the true original timeline that everything else is built upon. And I'm liking the way it's going so far. I'm not willing to show off anything just yet, but I'm liking the way it's going. It's got a pretty solid story. I'm only into about chapter 3, almost done with chapter 3 writing in terms of the rough draft. Going into chapter 4, and I'm anticipating it to have at least like 22 to 24 chapters is what my goal is, bare minimum. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm in chapter 3, and it still kind of is in the introduction part of the story. It's still just the introduction phase. So, just establishing the world, the main characters. That's all I've really been doing so far with it. Throwing in a little bit of action and mystery for a good measure. But it's essentially like a modern high fantasy type of story, where mixed with a little bit of a steampunk apocalyptic, cowboy-ish type of aesthetic. It's basically what would happen if like our world just suddenly went to shit and we were reverted, not completely back in terms of technology, but we were set back to about like the 80s or 90s in terms of our technology. The internet's completely gone. Most of our wireless technology and everything does not work any longer, besides classic TV broadcasts and classics, like the analog is what I mean. Is what I meant to say. The analog TV broadcasts or radio. But it's basically answering what the fuck would happen if our world just got that much worse. My view of what could potentially happen if our world got that much worse. And like I said, it's kind of the cornerstone, the foundation of the entire Omniverse project, because it's the primary timeline that everything else gets built upon. But beyond getting my meds and get myself a couple days away from everything to just focus on riding, which was nice. The nicest part about that was probably being left completely alone with myself and nobody else. It kind of helped me a little bit. Not that I had problems with myself necessarily. I'm probably at the point in my life where I finally actually like myself, at least a little bit. I can tolerate myself at least, which is more than what most people could say. My problem this time around wasn't really necessarily something with me as much as it. Ooh, the fly boys are up. I hear them. There they go. You guys won't be able to see them because they're too far away. I live in northern Utah. I'm not going to exactly specify where, because I don't want any of you fucking creepos showing up at my fucking house. But unless you bring some weed with you. You want to bring me a bowl? We can smoke me out. Fuck. Just go hang out on my back porch. But yeah, the goddamn fly boys distracted me. I lost my train of thought. Oh, so this time my struggle hasn't really been so much with myself interpersonally. It's been more of a, shall we say, external problem. I don't feel like I've really mattered to anybody. I mean, besides my son. But I also feel like, because the way everybody else in my life has treated me for all of my life, where I'm just like this little errand boy that they can whip around and do things for them, pretend like they give a shit until, it's inconvenient to care. And not that I had any serious ideations of following through with anything, but I know how my mind works, I know how I am, I know how my cycle works and how my spirals work. The moment even the thought of seriously considering taking my life, even just the slightest consideration, I know that's my time to fucking go get some help. Because it's a very slippery slope from there, and I am liable to just go off the fucking deep end and do something stupid very, very quickly and unexpectedly. Closest, it's not the first, you know, I've made attempts that, well, more like I tippy-toed to the edge of making attempts and then stopped myself before I followed through with it in any shape or form. But the closest I ever got was when I was about 20, I would have had to be about 24 or 25. I had a 9mm high point pistol. I used to sleep on, you know, it used to be under my pillow. I had a very, very, very abusive girlfriend at the time I was with for 8 long fucking years, and it should have ended, honestly, after the first. But my desperate fucking lonely ass and stuck around with her, and she ruined me. I still have never really fucking fully recovered from that, from the damage she did to me. It's not that I'm not over her. I'm still just living in the fallout of the fucking life she destroyed. And it's been almost 10 years, and I'm still picking up pieces of my fucking life and myself and putting it back together. But she isolated me away from everybody, all my friends, all my family, and then she started fucking quote unquote our friends. It was her friends, but I wasn't allowed to have my own friends, but she could. And any friends that I was allowed to have had to be her friends too. So started fucking she fucked one of our friends, quote unquote our friends. I caught her. I was in the Army at the time, Army Reserves, and every year you have what's called annual training, where your unit goes off and kind of just keep it, as it says, annual training. You're going out and pretending like you're in a combat deployment for 2 weeks to a month, and then come back. Well, I got incredibly sick and was hospitalized, had pneumonia, and the very first dance with asthma I ever had in my entire life was in too. So I damn near fucking died and just was wanting to come home. I had a fucking hell of a goddamn time too, because setting up our fob was bullshit. And my squad ended up going out a week early because we had to set up for the rest of our unit to show up. So it was a fucking shit show all around. I came home wanting to have some sort of comfort, and I didn't tell her I was coming home early because I wanted to surprise her. And instead I was the one who was surprised, because as soon as I burst through the door going, "Surprise!" I found her getting fucked by one of our friends. And then she kicked me out. She stabbed my hand to the door, by the way. So I made my way upstairs. We were living with other people, but unfortunately none of them were home at the time. So made my way upstairs, slammed my hand against the door on my way. I was getting ready to leave and fighting with her on my way out the door, and I slammed this hand, my right hand, on the door. I said, "I'm done!" Slammed on the door and reached with my left hand to get the doorknob and twist it open. And within the time it took for me to twist the doorknob, she grabbed a kitchen knife, and there's not much of it. It's not very noticeable of a scar anymore. It's hard to see in the dark, especially, but right along there is a little. It's healed up for the most part. But she stabbed my hand to the fucking door because I caught her cheating, and then she kicked me out. Even though the lease was in my name, she kicked me out. Spun it to the landlords that I was being abusive and crazy, and it was all my fault. So I was sitting in my fucking car because that was my new home, and looked around and there was nobody. I didn't have any friends. She made me burn bridges with all my family. Because she didn't like my family. Because my family didn't fucking like her. And my friends didn't like her either. So go figure, she made me get rid of them. Nobody was there. I was all alone. Purely, entirely, all alone. So I took my gun, loaded it up, put it in my mouth. You know, this is going to be probably one of the ones I have to put as an 18 plus only video, because I'm talking about this shit, because it's going to get age restricted anyway. But I put the barrel in my mouth, pointed it to the roof of my mouth, and pulled the trigger, but the gun jammed. The gun fucking jammed. First pull of the trigger. This is the first time I tried to shoot the damn thing in a couple of months, and I hadn't cleaned it out, to be honest with you. And high points suck as it is. Anybody who is even the slightest bit of a gun enthusiast, or even knows the basics about guns in general, or brands, makers, gun manufacturers, everybody will tell you high point is garbage. But that's what saved my life. That's what saved my life, was high point being garbage. I remember what the breaking point, the final straw for me was. She fucking threw my cat out before I got home from work. I'm not from work, from the army. She threw my fucking cat out. She threw my fucking cat out, and that I know, some people was like, oh, so what? It's just a cat. No, that was my companion. She was my little ride or die. I rescued her as a kitten. She couldn't have been any more than 2 or 3 months old. But I rescued her as a kitten, and I'll try and summarize it as best I can. But same girlfriend. She was living in a trailer park, and I knew that this little mama cat had kittens, a litter of kittens underneath her trailer, and so I'd come by and bring some food whenever I could, give her a bowl of water. She hated that because she hated cats. But one night when I went by to go see her, I didn't hear any meowing or mewing or anything. And normally I would at least hear meow, meow, the little babies waddling around in the dark. And so I got worried, and I pulled out one of the panels to go underneath her trailer. The whole time she's screaming at me. Turn on my flashlight, and I saw them all laying there, completely motionless. The mom wasn't breathing. None of them were breathing. But then as soon as I turned on the light and I looked around, I was like, oh no, dude, oh no. I heard the faintest little mew. Faintest little one. I went, there's still one alive in there. She screamed at me, you better not get down in there and get that, blah, 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 just leave it to die. So I couldn't. I crawled up underneath, and it was probably one of the saddest things I've ever seen in my entire life. They were all huddled up trying to stay warm and froze to death, and the only reason why she survived is because she was up underneath all of them, and she wasn't in good condition either. She wasn't I didn't think she'd make it a week. I didn't think she'd make it a week, a month, let alone 14 fucking years. I named her Kara Zor-El. Hey, I know it's Kara, but I grew up on the old 90s Superman animated TV show, and I'm pretty certain they called her Kara in that show. And that's where I got it from. My little Kara Zor-El, but she was Kara. She was my carrot kitty. When I mean my companion, like that cat was smart as fuck too. Like there's probably about like 4 times in her life she'd done this, but she pulled like a homeward bound like 4 fucking times in her life, where like I was living at different areas of a town in southern Utah called St. George. It's where I grew up. And 4 different times where I was living at different locations all around town, and so and some of them, even though I say it's a small town, so it's a big small town. It's a huge small town. They're trying to turn it into like the next big cultural hub of Utah. That's kind of what their goal is, because really right now all it is a retirement community and a vacation spot for all the people trying to avoid the snow up here. Oh, I hear the flyboys again somewhere. 4 different times she had managed to make her way back to my parents' house, because I was living with them still when I found her. That was basically her home for the first like 2-3 years of her life. But she would, either get from shitty roommates like my ex I was just telling you about. She'd get thrown out because they didn't like her, or she'd run out and get herself lost. And then sure as fucking shit, every single time, the next morning I'd wake up with a phone call from one of my siblings or my parents saying, "Hey, why is Kara at our house?" I'd be like, probably because she got fucking lost and she doesn't know where else to go. So I go pick her back up every time. But yeah, that was kind of, she threw her out while I was still in the army doing my army shit, and it had been a little over a week and nobody had seen her. And then I went to go, I'd left my windows in my car open. Not very smart, but I was living, again, like I said, I lived in a small town. Crime was almost non-existent down there besides fucking drug deals. Now I was living in an area that was nicer, so I didn't really we could have left our front door open and all of our windows unlocked. It was the safest fucking neighborhood in the entire goddamn town. But I went to go, like when that clicked, I went up, I ended up turning my car on to go drive somewhere, and just, I don't know, I wanted to drive off a cliff, I'll be honest with you. And as soon as I put my car in reverse, I hear something shuffling around in my back seat. And Kara always hated car rides. She always hated them. The one thing that she could not fucking stand. And as soon as the car started moving, I had a whole bunch of my army stuff, all my clothes, my dirty clothes and stuff in the back that I was going to take in and wash. As well as like my duffel bags and stuff. She was in my back seat, buried up underneath all of my fucking clothes, and comes jumping up in my lap, panicking because the car started moving. The little shit jumped into my car to hide, because it was the only thing that smelled like me that she could find. Man, that feels like a whole lifetime ago. I think about shit like that, and it's a weird fucking feeling, because I almost don't feel like that happened to me. It feels like it happened to someone else. I've been through so much shit in the past 10 years since then that I might as well have lived a whole nother fucking lifetime. I'm walking away from the main road now, because the point and purpose of this walk... Oh, it's still zoomed in really far. Yep, I guess I can zoom that. I'm going to Walmart, do some grocery shopping and whatever bullshit shopping I want to take care of. But I think I'll go ahead and pause this, cut it here, and we will pick back up when I leave. I might record. I'm a little geek, so I might, throw little snippets of me finding shit I find cool in the toy aisle, because I always go through the toy aisle every time I come through here. I'm a kid at heart, and I can't help it. But I might throw in some little snippets of shit I find, if I find anything cool. Alrighty, y'all. I will catch you guys probably in about half an hour for me, but about 10 seconds for you. Bye-bye. And I swear to God, all three of these shirts are lined up perfectly for me. It's a great wall of okay. As much as I like Superman, and I'm glad he's finally getting his fucking due justice, why the fuck does Batman only have like 2 fucking shelves worth of toys? What? I mean, yeah, sure, Superman. It came out this year. It's cool. I actually really fucking love that movie. But why is my man Batman getting fucking shunned? All they got is a Ninja Joker right here. Probably all Ninja Jokers, yeah. These are probably all Ninja Jokers too. Gorilla Grodd and Ninja Batman up here. And that's a whole line of Ninja Batman. There's nothing else. What the fuck, man? I'll be honest, though, I do want some of these. Oh, you can get 4. Oh no, sorry, Greg. I mean, I'm not complaining. Oh, they got the little baby guy. I just barely noticed that. Does his mouth open? Yeah, it does. And then the little, when he is still little, the big monster guy. And Crypto. I love it. Oh, he's so fucking cute. I love Crypto. And where's my Ace the Bat Hound at? I don't know how I missed these Squishmallows. There's more Batman stuff down here. I just barely noticed, but oh my God, it's Burton Batman as a Squishmallow. It's even got the weird fucked up bat logo and everything. Well, at least Spidey's getting his frickin' time. A little too much time, if you ask me, actually. Spider-Man 77 from the old live action. That's funny. It's got the belt and everything. And we got Tom Holland. Almost said Tom Hardy. Is that just another Hellfire? No, that's not. Spider-Man 2! His upgraded suit. Spider-Man 2. Is that the Velocity suit? I can't even pull it out to see. Yeah, it's the Velocity suit. I could have probably read it on the side there. I just wanted to see. There's Steve. There's nothing else but Spidey back here, though. Bunch of Spidey masks. Ooh, classic Quicksilver. It doesn't say, it doesn't show anymore. Count Nefaria. Logan. What's behind him? Prowler. That's cool. Ooh, Ultimate Iron Man. That's badass. That's fucking badass. Oh, it's Cyborg Spider-Man back there. That's fucking cool. Miles. And another Ultimate Tony. Then you got the Hulk hands, of course. What the fuck are these? Oh, they're cars. Venom's. I got all this shit down here too. Woo! 50 Miles. And normal Miles. And Miguel! Oh my fucking God! My man's finally getting some fucking justice. He's getting his time. Is that Gwen down there I see too? Yeah. Who's this? Is that Apocalypse? No, it's Optimus fucking Prime. What's he doing here? Optimus Primal, sorry. Venom. Green Goblin. That's all the same back there. Venom Rex. Venomsaurus Rex. What the hell? That's like a Venom Web shooter or something? And then one of these ones. These ones are cool because they color change. Venom. Big boy Venom. I'm sorry, Sam, but I just I've never subscribed to you being Cap. I always felt like you were a better character as Falcon. In the comics as well as the movies. Bunch of Power Rangers shit too. Ooh, Transformers. There's the War for Cybertron one. Pretty sure it's War for Cybertron. Bumblebee. Waspinator. Is that a fucking Optimus Prime? No, it's not a Squishmallow. It's something like it. What the heck? Oh, does it fold into a car? That's what it does. Red alert. Who's this? Is that Cliff Jumper? Oh no, it's Ironhide. Cool.
Okay, I'm gonna.
These are fucking cool. I want to collect these. I want to get all of them. We've got Ken and Bison, Fei Long. That's all I got right now, though. I could see. I want to get all of those. Collect those. What are these? So it's just one of these 3 you can get from this little mystery pack. They're all pretty fucking cool. How much? Like 6? That's pretty cool. I don't really have much in terms of actual Dragon Ball Z figures. Just a bunch of Vegetos. I got this one for my boy for Christmas. And a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta figure. Cause I just barely started getting him into Dragon Ball Z and he's way into it. There's all that stupid skibbity bullshit. I'm so glad he's over that fucking phase. My son used to be obsessed with this shit so fucking much. I'm so glad he fucking hates this shit. They've even got pop figures of him now. Oh, a giant fucking pop. What the fuck is this shit? What world do we live in, man? Now we're talking. Super Saiyan Trunks. Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. Ah! I'm about to knock all these things over. That one's cool. And then OG Goku. Oh no, it's Superhero. When him and Vegeta are just fighting. The whole movie. Gohan's off fighting for his life and those two are just competing. Hey, normal Vegeta. And whatever, this little, it's vinyl, but it looks like a little knit Sonic. Cartman. Who else is back there? Kenny! Godzilla. Ooh, classic Green Lantern. And Sinestro. And Riddler. Wing Zero. I'm a huge fucking Gundam nerd. Anybody that knows me knows I fucking love Gundam almost more than anything else. I wish they would sell more stuff. Ooh, here's some more Batman. That's cool. And here we go. Here's more of the Batman we all know and love. This looks more like, quite honest with you, this almost looks like it's Nightwing Batman. Back when, with the whole, It is Batman Incorporated. Well, no, I mean, Bruce ran with Batman Incorporated, but I don't know, the suit kind of just reminds me of the Dick Grayson suit a little bit. What we got back here? Is that... what version of Superman is this? Superman and the Authority. I've never seen that one, but maybe it's a New 52 thing, because like I kind of fell out during New 52. Is that another Wing Zero? Hell yes it is. Go Tanks, I see the ghosts. It's Go Tanks with the Ghost Kamikaze attack. That's cool. And then Super Saiyan Blue Goku's right in front of him. And who we got over here? We got Lightning Lad, Red Rocket Brigade, just another Superman, the Authority, Ninja Turtle stuff. That's it. That's all I'm really seeing that's catching my eye. Alright, shopping is done. I threw a couple little snippets of things I found. Hope you guys thought they were pretty cool too, because I thought they were neat. I am like a 5-year-old stuck in a 34-year-old's body though. I don't even know what I was talking about before I went to the store. So here we are on a new topic. You know, the hardest thing for me to really wrap my head around these days is just how fucking awful the dating market is, especially when you're in your fucking 30s. You know, I've been single for the last 6 years now, most of it by choice. First little bit of it was by choice. First half, 3 years. Then I started wanting to get back out, see if I can find somebody. And man, I kid you fucking not, I have found some of the worst fucking people in the world just trying to fucking date around, you know? And it seems to be the case, and the only things I can seem to attract are fucking toxic women. Toxic men too, I attract both. I don't discriminate, but no, I'm talking like people that are so foul that, you know, I'm a single father, I split custody of my son 50-50. So foul that one woman, and I like to bring her up as an example, and I'll call her Amanda. One woman I was talking to when you know, she knew I had a kid. It wasn't like it was some big surprise for her. It was on my fucking dating profile bio, as well as a few of my pictures were me and him together doing stuff at a theme park. Well, not a theme park, amusement park up here called Lagoon. Well, long story short, Amanda decided that her value was universal or some shit, because she told me in order to be with her, I had to sign away all of my custody rights of my son and never contact him ever again. I'm dead fucking serious. I wish I could fucking bullshit you, but the woman genuinely told me the only way that she would be with me is if I got rid of my son, because she doesn't want kids. All right, that's fine. She doesn't want kids. Why'd you match with somebody who has kids then? You know, that's your prerogative. But if you're gonna try and date someone who has kids, don't go expecting that person to throw away their life for you. And who the fuck, what level of narcissism is that? For you to value yourself over somebody's spawn. Fucking ridiculous, man. And granted, the rest of the ladies along the line were not much better, but they weren't that bad. There's this one girl, I guess it was about 2.5 years, because there was one girl I was talking to for almost 4 years. Off and on, off and on, off and on. It was like when one of us was available and ready for a relationship, the other one wasn't, and vice versa. But I talked to her for 4 years. I helped moderate her TikTok lives, as well as her Twitch streams. She's blocked me on everything, so I doubt she's ever gonna fucking see this. But she, because when we get slightly political here, I like to call myself very anti-political. But my politics are basically fuck all forms of government. I embrace anarchy to its fullest, because the only true freedom is anarchy. That's how the United States was born. That's how the rest of the world should follow. No more rulers, no more kings, no more emperors, no more lords, no more overlords. I mean, look at our fucking political system here in America, for fuck's sake. Look at the people that are in power. It's all about fucking money, you guys. Just follow the fucking money trail. You'll figure out what the fuck is actually going on here. And if you think it stops with America, this is a global effort. These motherfuckers are trying to steal our souls. That's why we get nothing but terrible news on the news all the time, even though in case of actual percentage and statistics of things being likely to happen to you is slim to none. All we get fed is the absolute worst news stories possible. Meanwhile, somebody could fucking cure cancer, and it would get put on like the 3rd page of a newspaper that nobody even fucking reads, because who the fuck reads a newspaper anymore? Now it's all fucked, and if you ask me, the only way to fix it is to burn it all down. Burn it all down. No, it doesn't have to be violently. Metaphorically speaking, burn it all down and rebuild from scratch. See, I am a globalist, but my idea of globalism is true freedom of the mind, heart, and soul. That's my idea of globalism. Trickle it down to the smallest fucking forms of government you possibly can, that just for the sake of keeping things in order. But other than that, leave us the fuck alone. Let us live our own fucking lives, make whatever choices we want, watch whatever we want, eat whatever we want. Leave us the fuck alone. Yeah, America's land of the free, but it ain't so fucking free when every single fucking step you take is wrong for somebody. The right can't stand you because of this. The left can't stand you because of that. Just fucking fight each other already. God damn it. Stop bitching on social media. Take it to the fucking streets. God damn. I'm tired of seeing you all fucking like it's a pissing match. It's a fucking pissing match between two retards. Yeah, I'm gonna drop the fucking hard R. Retard. It's all retarded. All of it. It's all retarded. And the way to fix it is so fucking simple. It's not exactly simple, but it's the thought of it. The thought is simple. The actual execution would be the part that's a little more difficult. But the thought of the plan, the idea, very simple. Very fucking simple. I ain't gonna fucking be the one to try and push some kind of movement, because I'm not a leader of any sort. I'm not. And I don't think anybody should follow in my footsteps or example. And if I was put in charge, I would probably do stupid shit. Like build giant robots. That's cool. But cool stupid shit, you know? Political fucking ran over. I've been wasting my breath for fucking... God, it's been almost 20 years. It's almost been 20 years. I've been wasting my breath, you know, trying to have both sides meet in the middle, like I do. I mean, my actual political like ideals and beliefs right smack dab down the middle. I'm very moderate when it comes to left versus right. You know, I have a lot of ideals that come from leftism. You know, acceptance, understanding, patience, support, love. But I also get from the right side of things morality, strength, kindness. Because people want to look at the right as if they're all some kind of fucking evil fucks. But they're not. They're not. They just have a very, very, very staunch and stern form of morality that they cling to, that they've dug their heels in the dirt and they don't want to move. But the same can be said about the right. I mean, about the left. They've dug their heels in the dirt. They don't want to move, and that's the problem we're having. Is people are not willing to budge and meet in the middle. That's what we should be doing more and more and more. The more they try and push us away from each other, and look at how everything's gone through social media and the news and everything for the past like fucking 6 years. The more they try and fucking other the other side, the more we should be fighting back against that and embracing the other side. I'm not over here fucking talking about the ass hats on either end that take things to extremist levels, because there are extremist elements of the Republicans, there's extremist elements of the Democrats. You bring up Antifa, people are like, oh, that doesn't exist. I lived in fucking Portland. I had to deal with those motherfuckers. I lived in Portland. I had to deal with those motherfuckers all the fucking time, because my job took me down through downtown Portland. I had to deal with those fuckers almost on a weekly basis. So anyone that says Antifa isn't real, they're full of shit. And if anyone who says that you have a problem with Antifa, you're a fascist, well, that was my sister-in-law. Well, no, that's the problem I have with Antifa is the irony. Is the comedic irony is they claim to be against fascism, but they use fascist tactics to fight quote-unquote fascism. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me, you know, because fascism, to be very, very, very highly paraphrased, is kind of is essentially just enforcing and forcing your ideals on people that don't agree with you. That's what fascism basically is. If you dumb it down to kindergarten levels of understanding, that's what fascism is. And these motherfuckers are being fascist while claiming to fight fascists. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. Tell me how that makes sense. Then you got the fucking Proud Boys on the other side that might as well be goose stumping motherfuckers. So I had to deal with those guys too. I had to deal with both of them, both those fucking groups fighting each other all the goddamn time in Portland. All the time. Especially after the shit that happened with George Floyd. That city burned because of those two fucking groups. It burned. I watched that city fucking burning. Granted, today it ain't much better, but they're kind of cracking down, trying to get things fixed back up out that way. I love Portland. Don't get me wrong. I love it. Don't take me talking about the bad apples out of a group of fucking really good, out of a bunch of really good apples. Portland is probably, that's my home. That's where I consider home now. Yes, I live in Utah, but it's not necessarily by choice. It's by necessity. I don't have any kind of support system out in Portland. If I go out there, I go out there alone. Only reason why I would even go back out there is because my son and my son's mom lives out there, and it would be easier on us splitting custody if we lived in the same, at least the same state. But I love Portland. I've been to just about every major city in America. As I mentioned, I was in the Army Reserves. That's a whole nother story I'll save for another for another vlog if you guys are interested in hearing my my military history. It wasn't anything too flashy or anything. I never saw any combat, never deployed, but it was a fun time. Got myself into a whole lot of trouble. Pretty sure I stumbled myself into a fucking conspiracy as well. But again, we'll save that for another video. I don't know why I got off on the tangent about military. Why did I get off on the tangent about military? I don't know. I lost my train of thought. ADHD. There you go. See? You guys just had a perfect example of it, like, real time, right there. I don't know. I get so heated over the way the world is right now. Not so much for myself. Yeah, it pisses me the fuck off, but the thing that pisses me off the fucking most, my fucking son has to grow up in this shit. And I'll be fucking damned if I leave the world a bigger mess for him than it was for me. My parents, our parents, anyone that is of the millennial or Gen Z generations, our parents fucking failed us all. Our parents fucking failed us. But it's not necessarily their fault, because their parents failed them. We gotta make sure we fucking break that cycle, y'all. We gotta. We are the sculptors of the next generation of humanity. And we are not setting a good example for them at all. Not in the slightest. And we're just letting the world burn all around us. We're complaining, we're bitching and moaning, but who's actually going out and doing something about it? I know it opens me up to some fucking scrutiny as well, but I like to think that what I do with my creative work is my fight, my form of rebellion against the status quo, against the establishment. So, I mean, that's my way of war. I mean, shit, dude, like, it doesn't need to be a war anyway. If all of us would just learn to meet in the middle and shake hands, despite our differences, the world would be a much better place. I know I said I was done with my political rant, but there's so much shit that I still want to just word vomit up. I had a lot to say, and no ears to listen. And the ears that do listen take things and construe it in a form that's right versus left. And I am very much right in the middle. My political party is humanity. Actually, it's not. It's Autobots. I've wrote in. This is not a joke. I'm not joking whatsoever. This is no exaggeration. Every single presidential election besides 2016, because I voted for shit, I can't remember his name. I almost said Gary Oldman. I'm like, that's the goddamn Commissioner Gordon. Can't remember his name. But 2016 was the only time I seriously voted. Every other presidential election since then, I ride in Optimus Prime. I'm not joking. I ride in Optimus Prime every single fucking time. And every time presidential election season comes back up, I either throw together or I will find memes of like Optimus Prime, 2020 or 2024, whatever year it is, whatever election year it is. My favorite one is it's mocking the old Uncle Sam posters, recruitment posters. And it's Optimus Prime. It says, "I want you to vote with your spark." And it said Prime. It was I believe it was a 2016 meme, presidential election meme. But yeah, that's who I want for president, is Optimus Prime. America needs to roll out. We do need to roll out. We need to roll out and fucking... We need to roll out off this goddamn rock. We need to roll out off this fucking planet. See, like, it's 2020 fucking 5, no, 6 now. 6. 2026. We should be in space. We should be exploring other galaxies. We have the alien technology to do it. You can't convince me otherwise. We should be in space. Why are we not in space? Space is cool. Yeah. I don't know. Our species has so much fucking potential that it wastes bickering with one another over. It's narcissism. It's really what it is. People wanting to be right. Well, sometimes the best way to be right is admitting you're wrong. That's the only way to correct yourself sometimes, is admitting you're fucking wrong. Everybody's wrong today. We're all wrong. Nobody's right. And we should be working together to get it right. Not fighting with each other because we want to be right. That's bullshit. That's that history is written by the victors bullshit that I fucking can't stand, because we don't know our true history as human beings. What we're taught, bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's stuff that people guessed. It's stuff that people fucking guessed. And now we're finding out that all of it is bullshit. Like Göbekli Tepe, for example. That completely contradicts our theories of how old human society really fucking is, how old civilization really fucking is, and that we are not actually the first wave of advanced civilization on Earth. The pyramids, they said they were fucking tombs. They never found a fucking body, not one, and now they found a bunch of fucking chambers underneath. It's a power generator. That's what that's what I believe it was. I believe that Atlantis was never in the Atlantic Ocean. I believe it's in Mauritania, in the middle of the fucking Sahara Desert. You can look it up on Google for yourself. It's called the Eye of the Sahara. It is perfectly. The similarities are between Plato's depiction of Atlantis and the Eye of the Reshot, the Eye of the Sahara, the Reshot structure. It's too fucking perfect. They line up too perfectly. Especially the area that's located in, because he had a map and it showed that Atlantis, the city of Atlantis, was in Africa. And if you look at that map and you triangulate it with our map today, the Eye of Sahara is exactly the exact point that Plato depicted where Atlantis once rested before it got swept away. And on top of that, if I'm not mistaken, when Egypt first made contact with the outside world, they introduced themselves as the last remaining members of the Atlantean Empire. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that's how it went down. Well, anyway, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I'm just about home. But thanks for coming along. This little walk and talk bullshit session with me. Appreciate all of y'all, and hey, because of my recent events in my life, if you're out there and you're struggling, you feel like you're all alone, like you just can't do anything right, there's nobody there, or it feels like nobody's there, reach out. Reach out. If nobody takes your hand, go get help yourself. Because sometimes you're the only help you'll ever have. Love y'all. You guys have a good one. Thanks for coming by. If you want to follow me on if you want to follow, go ahead and subscribe. There's that button right down below. I'd appreciate it. But if you want to follow me on all my other socials, it's not really hard to find. I kind of made myself into a brand, or I'm trying to at least. The Rage Master. It's usually the username's like _Rage_Master, but you can find me anywhere. Type in the Rage Master on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. I don't really use well, it's X, but I don't really use it very often. But there's that. On Twitch, you can follow me as well. I'm not really doing anything right now, but I am planning on doing some streams of the Resident Evil games very soon. Probably this weekend. I'll start with those. Yeah. Appreciate the hell out of you. You know, stay awesome. Be kind to one another. Stay strong. This world is a fucked up place and it'll eat you alive if you let it. That's why you gotta make yourself hard as steel. Bye-bye.